And we welcome you to the Raleigh County Armory Civic Center here in Beckley, West Virginia. This afternoon, Video Productions presents exciting college basketball. It's a battle between the Kokomo Indiana Cougars. They have a record of 13-6, taking on the Golden Bears of WU Tech. They're 11-7. Hello again, everybody, here this afternoon. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, and Cameron Ball on camera. And Eric, you know, we've been blessed each of the last two nights of games that we've covered. On Thursday night, we had a girls' high school basketball game locally here in Beckley, where Beckley and Pikeview went down to the final shot. Last night, we worked a local high school game at Independence against Shady. It went down to the final shot. Maybe his third time of charm. We can be blessed here this afternoon with maybe Kokomo, Indiana, and Tech going down to the final shot. Both of these teams come into this game a little staggered, and they both desperately need a win.
Yeah, and you know what? The magic may continue because both teams are battling in conference right now. And you said Tech's on the ropes right now. You know, big injury to, I think, is the cog and the key to their team with Braden Chapman. And they're learning to play a little different style of basketball, I think, now without him, because he was the key offensively and really got that defense revved up. But both of these teams, as you stated, coming off, I think Kokomo's coming off two losses, the last one to Alice Lloyd. You know, they made this drive up here to Beckley in a desperate need to try to put the knockout punch on the Golden Bears this afternoon. Yeah,
you're right. You know, you look at Kokomo, Indiana, they're 13-6 overall, but they had won 8 in a row till they lost the last two. And as you mentioned, they lost to Alice Lloyd just the other night. They are 2-2 in league play. They're 3-3 on the road. Ford Tech, 11-7. And you know, Eric, when they went to the Christmas holiday after their win on December 19th, they were 10-2. Since then, they've lost 5 of 6. They've lost their last 3. They're 2-5 in league play, but they've been good here at home. They're 4-2, but they've lost each of their last 2 home games here.
And that's one thing you want to do. We always talk about this, no matter what level of basketball, high school, middle school, whatever, you need to defend your home court, you know, because you're playing in the luxury and the friendly confines of your place. And to lose 2 straight here is unheard of, really, for Tech. They usually, you know, really tough at home. So this is a must-win afternoon game for this Tech Golden Bears team.
Yeah, it's homecoming here in Beckley for the WU Tech Golden Bears, and what that means is everybody that comes to the game gets in free, and the crowd's still making its way in. Of course, we'll tip at the top of the hour at 1 o'clock. But for Tech, Coach George Wilmore had a chance to speak with him prior to the game, and he switched up his lineup a little bit. The main thing he told me, they've really got to dig down and be good on the defensive end, and the ball's got to start going through the basket. And, Eric, we know that they've got good shooters, but as of late, their three-point shooting has been really bad. And normally, like I said, it's been good, and I know because we've seen evidence that it can be good, it just hasn't here in this 5 out of these last 6 games.
And the thing is with shooters, though, you know, you got to just keep shooting. The only way to get out of a slump if you're in a slump is to see a couple go in early, whether it be mid-range shots. You know, you just got to get your offense going somehow and try to get the team shooting a little better.
As teams going through the warm-ups, we want to give a big shout-out to the people back in Kokomo, Indiana that are watching the game streaming here on Video Productions. Of course, Kokomo is halfway between Indianapolis and South Bend. I've been through there before. I think you have too, Eric.
Yeah. Definitely have. I mean, this is a nice area. And anytime you have Indiana associated with your basketball team,
that's good.
That's good. You know,
yes.
You're going to get a good quality team coming in here to compete this afternoon.
And, you know, not only a good quality team, but good quality young men. I had an opportunity when I got here. I got to the building a little bit before noon, and both teams were out on the floor warming up. And I got a chance to talk to a couple of players and kind of, you know, get to talk to them other than about basketball, and I'll share one of those stories. And I got a shout out to one of the players' moms, and we'll talk about that on the other side of the break. But we'll tip off at the top of the hour at 1 o'clock. It'll be 13-6. The Cougars of Kokomo, Indiana against the Golden Bears of WU Tech. They're 11-7. Streaming live here on Video Productions.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off. right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
This afternoon's game is brought to you in part by West Virginia Orthopedic and Trauma, Dr. John Tabbitt. Whether you're in a car accident or you have a sports-related injury, Dr. Tabbitt and his staff will get you right back on your feet. They're located on Woodcrest Drive in Beckley. Also, the ball game is brought to you in part by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. You never know when you need a plumber till you need a plumber, and you can dial up Modley's at 304-253-HELP. Well, Eric, I got to tell a little story about one of the players for Kokomo, and that's a fine young man by the name of Noah Harris. He said his mom was watching back in Kokomo, Indiana, so we want to give a shout-out to Mrs. Harris, and let me say you've raised a fine young man. I'm sure she already knows that, but I will iterate that. But anyway, when I got here, he was over here where we broadcast from, and I got to talking to him, and I asked him who he was on the roster, and he pointed down there that who he was, and he says, yes, I'm a starter before you ask. I said, well, that's good to know. So I said, so what class are you in? He says, I'm a senior. I said, so what are your plans when you graduate in May? And he said, well, I'd like to continue playing overseas if possible, but if not, I want to go into coaching. So you'll see as the game goes on, but he's got a semi-afro from what they have from back in the day, which I call a natural, as you know that, Eric. So I said, well, you know, the first thing, if you're going to go into coaching, you got to cut that natural. You got to cut your fro. And he's like, well, what do you mean? I said, because when you go into coaching, if you don't cut it, all your hair's going to fall out anyway. And it really loosened him up. He thought that was really funny. And him and I got to be buddies and nice talking. He had his teammate beside him, and they were all laughing. And so he was a fine young man.
Yeah, this whole team, both teams, you know, and a lot of that goes to the coaching. You kind of recruit. You recruit character guys.
Right.
You know, it has some mishaps, but both of these groups of young men are you can talk to them and you can tell that they're high quality young men.
Yeah, one of the balls came over here during the warm-up. You threw it back into one of their players. He missed the shot, and the player said, it cost you an assist, didn't they?
That's right.
And I said,
I told him I wasn't known for my passing.
And that's what I was getting ready to say. Little do they know you weren't known for your passing. And ladies and gentlemen, for the people that are listening outside of the Beckley area, Eric Thomas, he was a really good high school basketball player in his day and also played college football at Marshall University. And then you also played a little bit of college basketball as well, right?
Well, I was on, had a tryout.
Yeah.
I probably would have been way at the end of the bench, but I had a chance to.
Well, if you can make a college roster, that's still, you got to be pretty good to do that.
Had a chance to make, on the roster, yeah.
But the one thing I can tell a little story about Eric, in his high school days, he was very good, and he was kidding with the Tech coaches. He was sitting on the bench, and they're like, what are you doing, Eric? He said, I don't know what it's like to sit over on the bench because I played all the time.
Just a little Saturday afternoon humor, man.
Yes, but by the way, it's funny because I was telling you about Noah Harris, and he's told me that he was a starter before I even knew who he was. So when I go to talk to the assistant coach to give me the lineup, I said, by the way, I only need 4 of your 5 starters. He said, why don't you need them all? I said, because Noah Harris has already informed me he's one of the 5. And the assistant coach said, oh, he did he? I said, yeah. But he's also one of their leading scorers at 14 a game.
Yeah, and, you watch him warm up. Athletically, I think this is going to be a real good one because both teams are going to get after it defensively, and it's going to be an up and down. I'm excited to call this one. I'm
excited, too, because both these teams desperately need a win. And, you can say that Tech needs it more, but I'm sure Kokomo would disagree with that. Kokomo, like I said, had won 8 in a row before they lost their last 2. They are 13-6. Tech's 11-7. And, like I said, Tech had everything going for them when they were 10-2, but they lost their leading scorer and their really inspiration, their leader in Braden Chapman when he broke his hand. And, you and I both had an opportunity to talk to Braden Chapman before the game. And Braden Chapman says, look, I'm just going to try to be the best teammate I can be, encourage the guys on. But they have really struggled without his play, Eric, and his leadership on the floor. Like I said, since his injury, they've lost 5 of the last 6.
Yeah, but you know what you get with Braden Chapman, man. He is a basketball lifer. And we've been around him since – he was
that's what I was telling some of the kids from Kokomo. I've known Braden Chapman since he was in grade school.
And he has been the same player. You could see that he was going to play some level of college because he loves basketball, loves the game. And I could possibly see him coaching and be a great coach after his career is over. But he really gets after it, and you see him out here with his cast on, and he's right in the mix, running, helping them through their drills and being a part of the team. And it's easy though once you get an injury, man. It's easy to sulk and be very sad and depressed, man. And I'm glad he's still around doing that.
And one of the things that he told me, because he's played too many games this year, he cannot have an injury redshirt. So this will count on a year of eligibility. So now he's only got 2 years left after this year.
That's terrible,
It is. I mean, it's just literally a tough break.
Yeah. Hey, they should just go back and give him one of those retroactive COVID years.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this, Bears. We watched a couple of teams, the Miami Hurricanes. I cheer for them nationally. They had they had an 8th-year senior tight end. Yeah. And this guy can't get at least a half a year. I know there's rules, but those rules got stretched, and
there's another player that you and I both know locally, Isaiah Francis, and he's played in this level here in this NIA, and he's played for 3 or 4 different teams.
Yes.
And he's played – he's probably 25, 26 years old, right?
I'm thinking 26.
Could be 26 years old, and he's still playing.
Well, I know he's 26 because
my
son will turn 25.
Your son and him went to school together.
Yes.
Yes. So, anyway, it is what it is. But Tech has finished their warm-ups. They've made their way to the locker room. Kokomo still going through their warm-ups. We'll take a break. We're getting you ready for the tip of this game at the top of the hour. 13-6, Kokomo, Indiana, against 11-7, the Golden Bears of WVU Tech. Coming up next here on Video Productions.
Path to a rewarding, well-paying career is close to home. Discover what WVU Tech graduates already know. We're a small campus with big opportunities. With hands-on experience in high-demand programs like hospitality, forensic investigations, cybersecurity, engineering, and nursing, you'll be prepared to enter the workforce, solving West Virginia's most important problems. We know that you can change the world, and it starts here at home.
Hey, grab me one too.
Doing well.
Doing well. How are you, sir?
Thank you.
President.
Yeah. We get he got.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
Welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, and Eric, we're having a little fun with the three that count, the ones that blow the whistle, the officials here for the game this afternoon.
And our viewers need not worry. Two of them left their glasses and one dropped his contact just now. So.
Yeah, we told them we got them covered. And by the way, we also got you covered with Allstate Insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate, and you're in good hands with Allstate Insurance, Lori Richmond as your agent. Lori Richmond, located on Market Drive in Beckley. Market Road, 304-252-8646. Also, the game this afternoon brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, love me some Cracker Barrel. The Old Country Store locations in Beckley and Princeton. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Cracker Barrel will take care of you. Well, Eric, we're probably about 10 or 12 minutes away from tipping the game off. And Kokomo, like I said, they had won 8 in a row before losing their last two, 13-6. But Tech at 11-7. They are losers of 5 of their last 6. But like I said, Tech's been good at home. They're 4-2 in this building, but they've lost their last 2 games. You know, you think it might be hard-pressed to lose 3 in a row. Both these teams hungry for a win, and I think it's important that Tech obviously gets off to a good start. And, of course, I'm sure Kokomo's thinking the same thing. They need to get off to a good start on the road.
Well, definitely on the road you want to get off to a good start. But having lost this many in a row for Tech, it's imperative. And you said it. Let's just face it. They've been shooting a lot of bricks lately from the three-point line.
Not putting the ball in the basket.
It's not been you know, the Tech teams of old. And I just think they just need a few early threes to fall, run a couple sets. And Thomas Haley needs to see that ball early and often. And hopefully if they try to double down on him, you can get some clean, open looks and knock them down.
You know, speaking of Thomas Haley, he comes in averaging 20 a game. But the last couple of games, he's been scoring way over that. He's been like at 27 one game, 29. So he's been over his average. But another young man is Darian Martin, who's been put into the starting lineup. He was their 6th guy when Braden Chapman went down. Darian Martin came in. And 2 games ago, the game that you and I did, Bill O'Brien and I did, he scored 36. He comes in averaging 17. And he's really, you know, they had him more of maybe his kind of defense and whatever offense he's got was a plus, but now he's become a real go-to guy on the offensive end.
Well, the game I had a chance to do with you while Braden Chapman was still playing, he was the yin to the 1-2 punch and yang of Martin and Chapman, and he really was coming on it. You could see it developing then. So now he's got to take on that larger role. And you know, Thomas Haley was capable, great team player, but real capable of any night going for 27-30.
Yes.
Against
anybody.
You put him out there, he's probably the most athletic guy usually on the floor in most of the games. So, yeah, I'm anxious to see where this other scoring comes from. And there's some capable guys and you'll talk about that when we get into the starting lineups, that I think Coach Wilmer's trying to really insert some new life, some new blood, and see how it goes.
Of course, on the flip side, Tech's really got to get down defensively because Kokomo's got 3 guys that can light it up. Their leading scorer, Max Newman for Kokomo, at 17 a game, and the young man we talked about, Noah Harris, he averages 14, and Evan Kurtz also at 14 a game. So 3 guys right there, 17, 14, and 14 for Kokomo.
Yeah, and you're going to have to match that because you're down your leading scorer. I guess I'd say Braden was averaging probably
over
21.
20. Yeah,
yes,
a little over
20,
20, right.
a game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard to replace. And we've seen that in the last 3 games we've done.
That's right.
Where someone's going to have to step up, and they have. It happened last night in the local high school game we did. We said the guy that's averaging 13 is going to have to get 25. We said 27.
And he got 25, yeah.
So it's just you got to learn, and that's what happens, man. And all these guys are on scholarship or recruited for a reason. So they all bring something to the table. So now it's just it's your time to shine.
And one other thing, too, usually Adam Seams, who's been a solid player, gets you 8 points a game, good for his steady defense, and whatever points he gives you is a plus. He's now been inserted in the lineup because he's been playing much better on the offensive end. And, so they're going to have Cameron Danzer and Liam Craven, who'd been starting up until now. They'll come off the bench because their 3-point shooting for both those guys has struggled a bit.
And sometimes that helps, get a different look at the game. Sometimes just see it, from bird's eye view. But I was all for never coming out, just playing through it. But sometimes those guys need to see it differently, man. And coming in, it's not as much pressure as starting.
Never coming out and never having an assist either, because when the ball went to Eric, believe me, when it went to him, it went up. And I mean up on the board, either in the basket or up on the board, because he never threw it back at him. If it was double, triple team, that's how he played.
Hey, that's how I was taught, man.
All right. Well, the crowd continues to make its way in, and we're about 10 minutes away. We'll take our final pregame break. Get you ready for the tip at the top of the hour between Kokomo, Indiana, the Cougars, 13-6, and the Golden Bears of WU Tech, they're 11-7. We're streaming live here on Video Productions.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off. right here at your local Little General Store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General Store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
This afternoon's game is brought to you in part by Exit Elevation, Exit Elevation Realty. Luke Richmond is the broker. You can dial him up at 304-256-0101, or you can check him out at www.exitelevation.com. Also, the game here this afternoon, Infinity Colt Company. They're hiring, and they offer no premium, no deductible health insurance with dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company-matching 401k plan. You can apply for a job at Infinity Colt. You can also apply through their Facebook page at United Coal. Also, the game here this afternoon brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. They're having their Sweetheart Futuristic Bowling for Valentine's Day coming up in a couple of weeks on Saturday, February the 8th. $17 a person, $32 a couple. You can reserve your lane now. You need to call Leisure Lanes at 304-253-7328. Well, Eric, we're 4 or 5 minutes away from the tip. Both teams back out on the floor going through their final warm-ups. The crowd continue to come in. Looks like we're going to have a fairly decent crowd here this afternoon.
Good crowd following in this afternoon. The Tech team probably needs any kind of lift they can get. Good home crowd may push them over the top here.
By the way, this is the first of 2 games here this afternoon. We'll have the women's game between these same 2 schools. We'll follow this at approximately 3 o'clock. Bill O'Brien and Mark Montgomery will have that. So both teams going through their final warm-ups. So, Eric, if you were in the Kokomo locker room, what do you think that their head coach, Eric Elkenbarger, might be telling them before they take the floor here this afternoon?
Hey, no matter what, defense travels, so I think they want to get after it defensively. You know, that and lead to maybe some easy run-out buckets early on to get the offense going.
And if you're in the Golden Bear locker room, what might you think that you could have heard George Wilmore tell the troops?
Hey, it's your home court. Let's defend it. Let's make some shots. Make shots, and everything else will take care of itself.
And, you know, that's pretty much what he told me before the game. He said, we're just not make shots. And I said, you know, you're right. When players see the ball go through the basket, it makes them want to play defense even more. Because, you know, playing defense is hard. It's hard. You got to get down and get after it.
It's very hard. And the offense is the easy part of it. And that's why I always say defense travels on the road. You want to be the aggressor. You want to really try to take the life out of the home team early.
Yeah, you know, the last game, of course, Tech lost on Tuesday. They lost to St. Mary's of the Woods College. But the last game that I did, I saw them when I called the game against Indiana University Southeast. They gave up 102 points, and that's uncharacteristic like Tech to give up, past the century mark.
It really is, and that's one of those things, you know, you can't be down in the dumps on, after Chapman's injury probably, there's probably a little lull, but now it's a few games out. You have to get back after it, man, and that's what's on the agenda today for Tech.
Yeah, and, we're more than halfway through the regular season for both teams. Most of these teams generally play 29, 30 regular season games before they get into postseason. So I guess right now, Eric, this is what I would call, and I think you'd agree, even on the major college level, teams are a little more than halfway. This is like the dog days. They say baseball right there in, I guess, July. You're talking about 162 games, the dog days of summer. For these college basketball teams, such a long schedule. This is like the dog days right now.
Yeah, and that's what you run into with young players just crossing over from high school. The difference is, you're playing three nights a week, sometimes four, and it's really a grind in that second half of the season. Start losing your legs, and that could be it with some of these players from Tech. I know you're in shape. Sometimes, man, you're just tired and it's not your night, and lately it hasn't been shooting-wise for Tech.
And that's what I say, you're playing 30-some regular season games, and if you're fortunate enough maybe to go all the way to the finals, you might get up over 40, and you're thinking, wow. And then you look at the NBA, and you're talking about guys playing 82, and you got superstars taking nights off for rest. That's how they do now. Didn't do it back in the day, but you're talking about the travel, too. And, of course, as far as colleges, it's not like high school. They play almost in anything. We've got to have a really tremendous blizzard for them not to play.
Oh, yeah, the game must go on. They drive in all kinds of conditions, and we saw Kokomo. They have a real nice travel bus.
Yes.
Right, but a lot of teams that travel in these conferences don't have a bus like that, so traveling conditions, man, and life on the road is tough.
So we're about 3 or 4 minutes away from the tip. The officials exchanging handshakes with both coaching staff, players, and we will have the national anthem momentarily and the starting lineup. So what we're going to do when they get ready for the anthem, we'll go to break. We'll come back. We'll give you the starting lineups on the fly, and we'll get the game going here this afternoon between 13-6 Kokomo, Indiana, and 11-7 WVU Tech. We'll take a break, come right back here on Video Productions.
Path to a rewarding, well-paying career is close to home. Discover what WVU Tech graduates already know. We're a small campus with big opportunities. With hands-on experience in high-demand programs like hospitality, forensic investigation, cybersecurity, engineering, and nursing, you'll be prepared to enter the workforce, solving West Virginia's most important problems. We know that you can change the world, and it starts here at home.
Hey, grab me one too.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Camera Ball is taking care of the camera. Kokomo, 13-6. They are 3-3 on the road, 2-2 in league play. And Eric, you have their starting lineup.
And the Kokomo Cougars will go this way. They will go with Chris Chin, Noah Harris, Evan Kurtz, Max Newman, and Dale DeMeyer.
And, of course, the three guys there that we talk about that are in double figures, Max Newman, the team's leading scorer at 17, Kurtz and Harris at 14 each. And, of course, Kokomo will be wearing the black uniforms trimmed in white. By the way, I want to shout out to Noah Harris's mom. He told me that she would be watching back in Kokomo, Indiana. So shout out to Mrs. Harris. Got a fine young man. Of course, I know you already know that. All right, for the Golden Bears of Tech, they'll go with Darian Martin at 17 a game. Sincere Edwards has been playing well off the bench. He's been put into the starting lineup at 10 a game. Cole Chapman in the starting lineup, Adam Seams at 8 a game, and Thomas Haley, the team's leading scorer, at 20 games. So, Eric, when you look at this team, Seams and Edwards are coming off the bench. And, of course, Martin had came off the bench, but he was inserted into the lineup when Braden Chapman got hurt. But now they're adding two players. Seams and Edwards will start for Craven and Danzer.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you like we said, you got to tinker with that lineup when you have some guys in a slump. And I'm interested to see. I know with this lineup defensively, it's going to, Adam Seams and the way he gets after it. I think it will put some energy into the lineup.
And one thing too, Eric, early in the season, Sincere Edwards, he wasn't even dressed in some of the earlier games that you and I did. He came on right there toward the end of the first semester there in December, and he's played well. He's played well on both ends of the floor, and that's why Coach Wilmore has inserted him into the lineup here this afternoon.
Yeah, you got to reward this hard work, and they all put in the work, but sometimes some put in a little more, and I'm anxious to see how these guys that are starting that don't usually relish this decision.
So it'll be Newman in the center circle for the Cougars of Kokomo, and he'll jump against Haley for the Golden Bears of Tech. Everybody's tucked in, ready to go. We're ready. Glad you're with us here on Video Productions. And we think we've got an exciting game. Kokomo 13-6, Tech 11-7. And here's Harris right off the bat, goes down the lane, and he's stripped.
Adam Seams gets his hand in right off the bat.
So here's Tech on the attack. Kokomo going to play man-to-man. And Tech, let's see, they throw it away. No, the ball will stay with Tech with 19 to shoot.
Yeah, both teams active hands early on in the contest defensively. The first 2 possessions, 2 deflections.
So here's Haley trying to back Newman down. You know, it's odd there, Eric, as Tech turns it over. Each team turned it over. What I was going to say, odd, you have each 2 leading scorers defending one another.
Battling, that's right.
And you don't normally see that, do you?
You usually don't.
All right, here's Harris with it on the drive. The big fella Newman at 17 a game puts up a 3. It won't go, and Cole Chapman will clear the rebound.
And right now with these lineups, let's face it, Kokomo Cougars have a slight advantage, you know, all 5 starters height-wise.
Here's Seams for 3 in the corner, and it goes. And Tech with the first points of the ball game. A 3-ball by Adam Seams. Here's Kokomo on the attack. Here's a 3 back at you on the far side. Back iron, no good. That 3 was put up by DeMyers. And the long rebound comes out, and Kokomo will maintain possession, 16 to shoot. They dump the ball down low to Newman. The double team comes. Harris on a drive, tacks the basket, puts it up and in. Nice play by Harris. He wasn't just kidding me when he told me it was pretty good. That was a nice finish.
And you know what? It was nice, patient offensive set right there, and with the finish, Harris at the bucket.
We don't have the shot clock available, so I will periodically tell you what's left on the shot clock. And Tech's got 15 to shoot now with Martin. Off a ball screen, Haley tacks the basket, off the glass, too strong, and Harris clears the rebound for the Cougars of Kokomo. Here comes Kokomo on the attack. Here's Chin with it. Around the horn they go. Harris off the screen.
And this Tech defense right now, Maris, is really active as Haley
as soon as you say
takes
that,
it away. Just
with 10 to
hands.
shoot, a steal by Haley, and Tech turns them over. Seams. Cole Chapman open 3-ball, in and out, no good, heartbreak.
Heartbreak.
Boy, that ball was halfway down, but on the rebound, Kokomo not able to maintain it, and it'll stay with Tech with 20 to shoot.
Yeah, I mean, that ball did everything but go in the hole.
Right.
I mean, played ring around the rosy with the rim.
And when he shot it, I had a great view. I thought it was going to go down. It looked good. Here's Martin with it. Isolation, trying to drive the baseline.
Great defense, too.
12 to shoot. Comes the double team. They'll find Sincere Edwards in the far corner. He'll dial it up for 3. It won't go. Battle for the rebound. Newman has it. And here come the Cougars of Kokomo. Here's Chin with it. Chris Chin on the move. Tacks the basket. They cut him off. Good Tech defense. And Tech's very active with their hands and their feet.
I mean, they are playing.
Yeah, Newman down low. Goes hard to the basket. Shot is wild. And Edwards clears the rebound. Good Tech defense that time. Chapman with it. Takes the ball out. Now they're going to try to set a play. Chapman drives to the basket, whips a pass to Edwards, and they throw it away.
Yeah, and I think right there, that was on Edwards. When Chapman penetrated, I think Edwards, it was in his mind to go try to crash the boards, but he should have spotted up in the short corner right there, and he would have had an open look for 3.
Yeah, and maybe he thought Chapman was going to take it all the way to the basket.
Yeah, but that's not Cole's game. He's going to get it to the open.
Right, penetrate and find the shooter.
Correct.
Newman, nice spin, baseline.
That's offense.
Offensive foul, you're right.
Say, got the old
yes.
Dr. Hook. That's old Dr. Hook.
Yeah, back in the day. You know, back in the day of the 70s and early 80s in the NBA, they used to be able to get away with that. That was a legal play, but not anymore. As Newman gets whistled for his first, team's first. So, you know, Eric, we're almost 4 minutes into the game, and we've got a lot of action, but not a lot of scoring yet.
Yeah, and both teams a little cold shooting, turning the ball over.
And defense has been good on both ends of both teams.
It has. And we said that if the offense is not working, you still can guard, you know.
12 to shoot for Tech. Martin tries to get the ball down low, and they throw it away. Martin with the turnover. Here's Chin. Newman attacks the basket. A lot of contact. No whistle. Here's a drive. A lot of contact off the glass, up and in. Nice play by Kurtz.
A nice finish at the rim, and good defense by Edwards. I mean, both of those players played above the rim right on that possession.
The Cougars have their first lead of the afternoon. Here's Seams. It's an illegal pick. It's Haley. Yep.
Yes.
They'll get Haley with an illegal screen as we have the replay of this last bucket.
And as you watch the finish, Maris, watch. This is up. You know, you might – on a puff basketball goal, you probably could have done it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I could have done that on the playground with chain nets. Hang in the air and a little kiss off the glass.
Yeah, a good finish. Good defense, too. I mean,
really good defense, just better offense. Yes.
Went vertical. And
so here's Kokomo with it. Chin. Harris, around the horn they go. Trying to get the ball down low to Newman. They do. The double team comes. Kurtz open, 3-ball. It's short, and the rebound is Danzer just checked into the ball game for Tech, and he's able to get that rebound. So Danzer in, and Cole Chapman will have a seat. 20 to shoot for Tech. Here's Martin. Haley has it way out high. He palms the ball. Haley into the lane. Danzer for 3, good. And if you're Danzer, you really got to love to see that go in. He's really struggled, and we know he can make that on a regular basis as he knocks down the 3-ball.
And isn't it ironic? Cold shooting Tech, first 2 buckets of the game.
3 balls, yep. Newman with the post up, and you can see the strategy is to double team. As soon as the ball goes into the post, Eric, every time Tech's running a player to double team.
And great pass out of the double team right here by Haley on the replay, and nice stroke, nice follow through.
Got a timeout on the floor. 14:35 for half number 1, 6-4 the Tech lead. We'll take a break. Be right back here on Video Productions.
Path to a rewarding, well-paying career is close to home. Discover what WVU Tech graduates already know. We're a small campus with big opportunities. With hands-on experience in high-demand programs like hospitality, forensic investigations, cybersecurity, engineering, and nursing, you'll be prepared to enter the workforce, solving West Virginia's most important problems. We know that you can change the world, and it starts here at home.
Hey, grab me 1, 2.
This afternoon's game is brought to you in part by West Virginia Orthopedic and Trauma, Dr. John Tabbitt. Whether you're in a car accident or you have a sports-related injury, Dr. Tabbitt and his staff will get you right back on your feet, and you can check them out. They're located on Woodcrest Drive in Beckley. Well, Eric, 14:35 remaining first half. It's a 1-point lead, actually a 2-point lead, 6-4 for Tech. But as we look at the stats already, Eric, you look at the turnovers, 3 turnovers for Kokomo and 4 for Tech.
Yeah, and that's based on both teams' defensive effort here. But the one thing that sticks out for me from the first TV timeout stats are Tech shooting 2 of 4 from three-point line.
They get the ball down low. Newman, we got a whistle. We're thinking the shot clock went off, and nevertheless, Newman didn't make the shot. Tech was complaining that the shot clock went off, but it's neither here or there because the ball didn't go in.
And I think the shot was released before the clock went off.
I agree. Here's Craven with it. Tech has 15 to shoot. Martin is fouled on the drive, so that'll be a common foul. And that Chin will get whistled for the foul. And they got a new player in the ball game. Joseph Amon Jr. will check in. Also another new player for Kokomo into the ball game. Drake Moore will check in. So 20 to shoot for Tech. The ball goes to Martin in the far corner. Gets into the lane, tacks the basket, little short shot. It won't go, and the rebound is to DeMyers. And here come the Cougars of Kokomo, Indiana.
Nice overplay defensively right there by Craven.
Kurtz on the drive, little fall away from the baseline. Tough shot, but he knocked it down. He's made 2 real difficult shots here.
Yeah.
For the 6 points for Kokomo.
Larry Bird-esque fadeaway right there.
Here's Adam Seams. Will dial up a 3 straight away. Splash down. Kaboom! And the 3 field goals that Tech have hit have all been from downtown.
Yeah, that makes them 3 of 5 on the afternoon.
Here's Harris trying to use his size. Good defense by Seams. Harris splits the defenders, and will have a Tech foul.
And I think they're going to get that on Haley, and that's big as we look at this instant replay of Seams knocking it down from the key. But that was a big foul call. They'd have much rather. I thought they were going to call that on Seams. Now that takes Haley out probably for the next six minutes.
Yeah, that's his team second. They'll bring in Jop from the Senegal. Here's Ertz, 3. Back iron, no good. Craven with the rebound. Tech with the ball, coming up on the 13-minute mark. Half number 1, 25 to shoot for Tech.
So I actually wrote that down. Haley went out with the 3 at the 13:20 mark of the first half.
Martin trying to get the ball down low to Jop. Ball's deflected and now turned over.
The old bounce pass would have got through on both of those.
It's hard to get through all those big wingspans, isn't it?
It is.
Back the other way is Kokomo. They get the ball down low to Harris. They double team him. And into the lane, we got a foul on Jop. So Jop will get whistled for the foul. That's his first, team's third. 20 to shoot. And Kurtz will inbound the ball for Kokomo. Evan Kurtz gets the ball into Drake Moore. They get down low, little short shot. Looked like he lost the ball going up. Was Amon Jr.
Yeah, as he was going up, it looks like it slipped out of his hands. Never really got a clean look at the rim.
Cole Chapman drives to the basket, puts up the shot. It doesn't go. Coming out of there is DeMyers. Kokomo on the move. Kurtz, nice head and shoulder fake. Dials up a 3, doesn't go. Martin with the rebound. So like I said, we don't have a lot of scoring, Eric, but we got a lot of action. We're 8 minutes into the game, and it's just 9-6.
Yeah, a lot of action, just not a lot of shots falling.
Here's Martin thinking about a 3 from the corner. 14 to shoot for Tech. Now under 10. We're at 8 to shoot. Bounce pass. Jop catches it and slams it home.
What a beautiful pass by Cole Chapman, setting that up.
And a mini 5-0 run by Tech. As the big fella Jop. You know, whatever you get from him on the offensive end is a plus.
It's a plus.
Because he's there for rebounds and defense.
And you're going to need 6 to 8 from him with
Haley
during the course of the game with Haley out.
Haley on the bench with 2 fouls. 13 to shoot for Kokomo. Harris in the post. They double team him. Around the horn they go. Here's Moore, puts up the shot. In and out, no good, and Martin clears the rebound. Chapman with it. Now Martin, 18 to shoot. Martin will dial up for 3, and that's a little strong. And here's DeMyers with it for Kokomo.
Wow, just a great switching of
nice drive to the basket, and Amon Jr. with a nice finish. Use the left hand there to finish, get the bucket. Martin with 20 to shoot. Jop going to come out and try to set a high ball screen for Craven, nowhere to go. Now we're under 10 for Tech, 8 on the clock. Martin realizes that, pulls up a little jump shot from the baseline and won't go. And really, Eric, I thought Tech really got too deep in the clock that time.
Yeah, they really did, had to rush and force the shot.
And there's a splashdown, a 3-ball by Evan Kurtz. And just like that, after Tech went on a 5-0 run, Kokomo right back at you on a 5-0 run and a timeout on the floor. Let's see if we got a full or a 30. It's going to be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. Nope, it's going to be a 30-second timeout. So while we got a minute, and now it's going to be a full timeout. That's why I say they ought to get rid of 30-second timeouts. First they said 30, now full. 9:59 for the half, tied at 11. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
This afternoon's game is brought to you in part by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. You never know when you need a plumber until you need a plumber. You can dial Modley's up at 304-253-HELP. Well, Eric, we've had a little game of runs there. Like I said, it was a 5-0 run by Tech, and then Kokomo answers it with another 5-0 run of themselves to even the game up.
Yeah, and that Kokomo run was fueled by as Kretz, as he had 5 straight points.
And we'll have free throws as Chapman goes hard to the basket. Cole Chapman, he'll draw the foul and get to the line.
Yeah, I didn't see who that whistle was whistled on, but now I can with the replay. It's going to be on Joseph Anand Jr.
So Anand gets whistled for the foul. Taking a look at the shooting, Kokomo was 5 of 13 from the floor, 1 of 6 downtown. And this will be the first free throw attempts of the game, and Chapman's free throw is short. Tech is 4 of 11 from the floor and 3 of 6 from downtown. As Haley now, Eric, back into the game to 9:47 mark as he checks back in with 2 fouls here in the first half.
And that's a little earlier than I thought, but he's going to have to play tough but play with 2 fouls, and you don't want to pick that third one up here with 9 minutes left in the first half.
So Chapman able to make 1 of 2 free throws and Tech up by 1. As Edwards also back into the game for Tech. So let's see what Kokomo will cook up here on this possession. And we got a turnover. Yep. It was going to be a turnover one way or the other, either by travel or by a strip.
Or strip. Yeah, it was good. It was definitely getting stripped out by
Cole it was going to be a turnover one way or the other. So here is Tech with the ball, leading by 1.
Both teams' hands defensively are like piranhas today, Mayor. So you bring that thing down
right on cue as soon as you say that. And Haley's got to be careful he doesn't get number 3 right there. He could have.
That could easily been
number 3. And now the ball's out of bounds. It'll stay to Kokomo. And Adam Seams was off to the races, but said his foot was on the line. But as that play was developing,
I thought it was going to be his third.
That easily could have been the third foul. And as soon as you said that, you got with the ball. It was a nice play to steal by, Kokomo. They tried to get it in. They got 20 to shoot. But like I said, both teams very active. Hands, legs. You better be strong with the ball.
Strong with the basketball.
Into the lane. Power move won't go by Amon. Goes back up and can't finish. And Haley with the rebound.
Boy, Haley had to stand tall, without trying to get the rejection. And good job by Kokomo because – what are they doing? Attacking the person with 2 fouls.
Very sloppy with the ball. Tech lucky to retain possession. 15 to shoot. Haley with a nice pass, a nice break to the basket, and lays it up and in by Danzer. Danzer with the backdoor cut. And here's a steal by Adam Seams in the backcourt. Seams to Edwards, and he misses the dunk. Edwards right in front of the rim, could have laid it in. He misses the dunk. Back the other way is Kokomo. Here's a drive on the baseline, knocked out of bounds by Haley.
A lot of contact on that dunk attempt, but both ways they're not going to give you that. You need to flush that clean and not complain about the ref right there.
And Eric, you and I, we've done enough of these college games, as you can see.
Well, he just missed that.
He just missed it. But we've done enough college games. There's a lot. You got to play through the contact. I love the way they call these games. I think they do a great job. There's Haley. Got to be careful. Comes the double team. Got a new player into the ball game, and that's Anderson. And we've got a foul, and the foul is going to go, I think, against Tech. Yes.
It's going to go on Seams. It was either a charge or a block, and it definitely was definitely something.
And that something goes to the foul against Tech. Seams his first, team's 4th. Ball comes into Anderson. And there's Kurtz off a screen. Puts it on the deck. They cut him off. 13 to shoot. Chin into the lane. Hard to the basket, and a dunk by Amon Jr. Here's Martin with it, 20 to shoot for Tech. to Haley, into the lane. And Haley's fouled as he's going to the basket. The foul's on the floor. So that will even the team fouls up at 4 team fouls apiece.
That's going to be on Drake Moore. That'll be his first and the team's fourth.
So Haley will inbound. Liam Craven will check in. If he got to the scorer's table in time, he did. So Craven in and Danzer out. Of course, Craven's got the capability, if he gets hot, to rain the three and get the ball into Martin with 20 to shoot. Martin backs his man down into the lane. Offense, and they counted an and one. I thought they were going to count an offensive foul. It looked like he leaned his shoulder in, and they'll give him the and one as we watch the replay.
Yeah, that was tough. You know,
there's the end of the replay, but it looked like that he leaned his shoulder into it.
I think Martin may have got away with that one.
And he'll get the basket. Now we'll try to polish off a three-point play.
And that was on Chin, and that'll be his second and the team's fifth.
So 95% foul shooter is Martin, and he shows you why as he delivers that. And Tech now up 4, 7.5 remaining opening half. First of two games here this afternoon at the Raleigh County Convention Center. These same two schools will meet in a women's game after this one. There's Moore on the baseline drive. Kurtz three ball, it's short. Edwards with the rebound. Martin with it. They go to Haley. Seams around the screen. Whips a pass. Craven dials it up for three. Dials the three balls. I told you, if Craven gets hot, that's a shot he can definitely knock down. Biggest lead of the game right here for Tech at 7.
Yeah, 4-3, three balls here in the first half. A welcome sight for the Tech fans.
And there's a wild three. That shot put up by DeMeyers. Right now, 7-0 run. Anderson inside, puts the shot up. It won't go. Battle for the rebound. It's out of bounds, and it'll stay with Kokomo with 11 to shoot.
Yeah, we're going to look at the three ball. Nice pass from Adam Seams out of the double. And I know they don't have the view we have. That ball actually went off of Kokomo. The chest of the.
Well, if they come and ask us, we got the video. So 10 to shoot. Tech on a 6-0 run. They lead by 7. Biggest lead of the game here. 5 to shoot. I'm not sure they know the clock, and they do, and there's a foul. And, you know, Eric, it was only 2 seconds on the clock as Harris released that shot and draws the foul, and Kokomo will step up to the line in Harris to shoot a pair.
Yeah, bailed out by Edwards. Poor defense right there. I mean, just got to make it tough on him, and he swatted down a little bit to send your man, Noah Harris, to the line.
Noah Harris to the free throw line to shoot a pair. First free throw is up and in.
Silky smooth.
But the one thing, Eric, we've seen not just here this afternoon, but many games, if you're going to take the ball into the lane to the rim, you've got to go strong. You're not going to get any soft call or anything like that. You've got to be very strong with the ball as Harris knocks them both down. And the good thing, these officials are very good because they call the same way on both ends of the floor. So here's Tech with it. $15 to shoot. It's like their offense bogging down a little bit, Eric, getting deep in the clock. They get the ball inside to Haley. Nice give and go. Seams counted if it goes, and he's fouled. That's the old split play right there. That's about as good as it gets right there on the nice give and go.
Yeah, and that was going to be whistled on Kurtz right here on the trail. Just couldn't get it. It Seams makes the easy deuce and gets to the free throw line.
So Adam Seams will try to polish off a three-point play and give Tech their biggest lead of the game. Free throw is good, and that 8-point advantage is the largest lead here of the afternoon.
9 points in the first half for Adam Seams, who came in averaging 8. So
yeah,
he's already over his average.
And I think, Eric, before the season's over, he's going to be in double figures. Here's a steal, and now what do we got? We got a held ball, and the arrow will point it toward Tech. The one thing I will say, and I think you would agree, from what I've seen in the last 3 or 4 games, the defense has been much more active here. Like I said, their arms or legs moving, help defense.
Taking pride in it. They're doing all the little things, getting deflections.
There's a pass to Haley, and he throws it down. Slam dunk. Biggest lead right here at 10.
Haley's first buckets of the contest.
Well, he's been saddled, with those fouls. Here's a three straight away. It won't go. Amon Jr. put that up, and here's Seams. Craven, open, three ball on its way. It won't go. He had an open look. And sometimes, Eric, those are the tough ones.
They are.
When you're open. Sometimes you'd rather have a hand in your face.
Think about it too much, I think.
Spin move into the lane, jump hook won't go. Edwards clears the rebound. Tech with the ball and up 10, biggest lead of the game. Martin, they left him open. He'll dial it up for three. That's short. And Kurtz with the rebound for the Cougars of Kokomo.
But this defensive effort by Tech is really what's been impressive. The whole Kokomo right now, the 15 first half points.
Coming up on the 4.5 minute of the first half. You're right. Here's Anderson with it. 13 to shoot. They get the ball down low to Harris. DeMyers will dial it up for three and hit. Nice shot that time by Dale DeMyers. Coming up on the 4-minute mark of the first half. 20 to shoot for Tech. And we've got a foul. And that'll be free throw time because Kokomo's over the limit. But I think we'll have immediate timeout first. We'll be shooting free throws when we come out of the break. 4:11 remaining the first half. 7-point advantage for Tech, 25-18. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again.
Path to a rewarding, well-paying career is close to home. Discover what WVU Tech graduates already know. We're a small campus with big opportunities. With hands-on experience in high-demand programs like hospitality, forensic investigations, cybersecurity, engineering, and nursing, you'll be prepared to enter the workforce, solving West Virginia's most important problems. We know that you can change the world, and it starts here at home.
Hey, grab me 1, 2.
This afternoon's game is brought to you in part by Allstate Insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate, and you're in good hands with Lori Richmond as your agent. They're on Market Road in Beckley. You can dial them up at 304-252-8646. Also, the game here this afternoon brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, the old country store, locations in Beckley and Princeton. Whether it's a breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you want Cracker Barrel. So out of the timeout, Eric, with 4:11 left in the half, 7-point lead for Tech, and it'll be free throws 1-1. As let's see who the offended party was. I think it was Haley who will get to the line.
Yeah, Haley, a pretty good sign for Tech because right now they have a lead, and Haley, their leading scorer, has been saddled with 2 fouls and only has 2 points in the contest.
And he does not hit the shot, so he won't get the bonus, so he misses the front end of the 1-1. Coming up on the final 4 minutes of the first half. Like I said, Eric, a lot of action in this half, but just not a lot of points. And every time the ball goes in the post, you see the double team come for Tech.
Well, and Tech's doing a good job of help side defense, too, collapsing on the ball, and another deflection.
And, Eric, you look at Newman. He's the leading scorer on the other side, and he hasn't scored.
And a concerted effort by this Tech defense to take them out.
Kokomo's only 2 of 10 of downtown. Tech's 4 of 9 from three-point shooting. So 8 to shoot. Clock's running down at 5. Kokomo's going to have to hustle. 3 on the clock. I'm not sure they know it. And we have to take a fall away by Anderson. Wow. Anderson, a tough shot as the shot clock was winding down, and they've cut that lead in half. So it was 10 a minute ago. 5 straight runoff by Kokomo to cut the lead in half to 5.
And that's what Kokomo's been able to do. The Cougars have really answered each time they were staggered a little bit. They've come up with some runs of their own.
The shot clock's messed up. It went back to 30. It shouldn't have been. Now there's a problem with the shot clock because it went back to 30 when it should have been like 15 or something, and we've had issues with the shot clock. But here's that last right there just ahead of the shot clock by Anderson, a fall away on the baseline.
Looked like Dominique Wilkins on the baseline right there.
Way back in the day. So they're going to put 20 on the clock, but it was under 20 when Tech had the ball, Eric, and then the clock, I guess, mind of its own,
reset
to 30.
Without a change of possession.
So they're going to come over here and they're going to take a look at our video to see. It was under 20. It was under 20. Let's see if we can dial that up as we'll get our producer as the official will come and look for sure. But, Eric, I'm thinking that it was under 20 as they'll take a look at our video to determine what they need to put on the shot clock. 3:14 for the half. You can see it's a 5-point lead for Tech. So that's going on right now. The officials are looking at our video of the previous video, but I would think it was under 20. It was definitely under 20. I don't know. I'm telling you, I don't know exactly what it was, but it was definitely under 20.
I thought it was like 14.
Yeah, it might have been like 14.
It looked like 14.
14. Because I noticed it right away. That's the first thing I'd mentioned in the play-by-play call, that it was under.
Yeah.
It was, I said, about 15, 14. As soon as it happened, we were on it.
I think it was 14.
Yeah, so they'll get it figured out as they're taking a look at it. There's 3:14 left here in the first half. It's a 5-point lead for Tech. They led by 10, and Kokomo scored the last 5 to cut the lead in half.
No, they can do it by the time.
Right, by the game clock.
By the game clock.
Right, and I guess that's what they're figuring out. But our producer and director, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, will help them out. I guess they've got it worked out, Eric. It'll be side out for Tech. And let's see, they'll take the clock. I'm saying like you, Eric. I'm saying 14. 15.
Because I happened to look. Okay.
We can live with that.
Yeah, because I happened to look up when you and check it.
So now, Eric, all we got to do is coach. I guess play a little bit, right? Well, we played a little bit before the game. Now we're refereeing. Now we got a coach, and now there's a foul on the inbounds play.
On the grab. That's going to be on DeMyers. That'll be his first.
And that'll get Tech to the line because Kokomo is over the limit. That's the 8th foul.
8th foul. And that's what you don't want to do out of a side out right there. That's a real bailout.
And they may not know that, but Martin's a 95% foul shooter.
Yeah.
So that turned into be a really bad foul for Kokomo. Now I hope I don't put the jinx on Martin.
Well,
he's 95%. I got to believe he's going to make one, if not both. And as soon as I say that, what's he do? He misses.
He misses it.
So, momentum is real. Maybe the announcer jinx is real also. Maybe. I don't know.
If you say it enough, though, it's bound to happen.
Right.
So. I don't believe in that.
Well,
I just we make fun. Just get up there and make the free throw.
Well, you know what I say, Eric? People say, well, see, that's a jinx. No, because I just said he was 95%. That's why he's not 96%, right?
Hey, you know how we watch a lot of games. You kept saying, my Dallas kicker. Oh, that's automatic.
Yeah.
You might as well.
Look at that. Look like Elvin Hayes turned around. You said Dominic Wilkins that time. A turnaround by Anderson, and just like that, it's a 7-0 run, and they cut Tech's 10-point lead down to 3. That was a nice follow-away.
That was a sweet jumper.
Here's Seams. Thought he was going to attack the basket, thought better of it. Colt
that
Chapman
was
with
rejected if he had him.
Chapman up under the basket, finds Seams with the left hand. It won't go. And a turnover. Seams down low, has it stripped. That's a beautiful play by DeMyers.
Never gave up on the play defensively, did DeMyers, and really came up with a big steal.
And Kurtz puts up the short shot. It is short, and now Tech will slow it down. Coming up on the final 2 minutes of the half. Danzer on the drive. Job's not much of a threat out there. 20 to shoot for Tech. Martin attacks the basket. Little floater on the baseline, needs a roll. It won't go. He thought he was fouled.
Hey,
they throw their hands in the air.
They've been consistent.
Yep. So we're under the 2-minute mark, 150 for the half. Kokomo on a 7-0 run. They were down as many as 10. They've cut 3. They can tie with a 3 ball here. They go down low. Comes the double team to Anderson. Back around. 8 to shoot. They're going to have to go. Kurtz 5 to shoot. We'll have to get it up. I don't think they're going to get the shot off, and they won't. Great Tech defense, a shot clock violation. And that's been the story of so far this first half. Defense. by both teams. as Haley will check in. And here, Eric, with 1:26 left in the half, Haley back in the game with 2. He's got to be real careful he doesn't get his third foul here before halftime.
Yeah, especially offensively. But I can see keeping him in the game right here for offense, as long as he doesn't get a charge or something like that. Nice look.
And nice find, and there's Chapman able to score. So that snaps a 7-0 run by Kokomo and gets the lead back to 5, coming up on the final minute of the first half. It's been a very exciting, entertaining first half. We're all over Kurtz. He finds Edwards, or Harris rather. Down low, Newman spinning, finish with the left hand, it won't go. They'll get Anderson over the back. And we'll walk the length of the floor, and Haley will be at the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Boy, and Haley did a good job of just standing his ground without fouling. And for Newman, well, Max Newman has to be frustrated. Maris coming in at 17 points a game to be held right now to a goose egg in the scoring column.
So it'll be 1-and-1 time for Haley. And the last time he was up there, Eric, he missed the front end of the 1-and-1. And the free throw, he misses the front end of the 1-and-1 there. So final 45 seconds of the first half. Here's Anderson with it. Shaking and baking into the lane. Fall away, tough shot, and he got it. He's rattled home 3 of those.
And that's his spot. I mean, his game, that little mid-range jumper is working.
So 30 seconds to shoot, 20 on the clock. There's about 8 seconds difference from the game clock and the shot clock. As Seams runs it down to 15. Haley with it, 10 to shoot. Haley whips the pass to Martin, 6 to shoot. Martin on the baseline, splits the defenders and draws the foul, and he'll get to the line and shoot a pair.
He fell really hard, hit right on the small of his back. That was tough.
Yeah, as he's laying down there in the center of the lane.
As we can see here on the finish look. Ooh, that's a tough fall.
So they get him to his feet, a 95% free throw shooter, but he did miss the front end the last time he was at the line. 9.1 left in the half. Tech is led by as many as 10 in this game. And this time will be 2 shots for Martin. And I got to believe Haley will come out, Eric, after these free throws because they got Jop at the scorer's table, and you don't want him to commit a foul in the last 9 seconds as the first free throw is good.
Yeah, Martin gets off the free throw shooting snide as he's 2 of 3 on the evening.
So Jop will check into the game also. Sincere Edwards will check into the Tech lineup for the final 9 seconds of the half. Second free throw on its way, and it's good. It's the last shot time for Kokomo here in the first half. Here's Chen racing the ball up the floor. And that's not a bad foul because Tech had a foul to give, Eric. So that's not a bad foul with 5.2 as Chen was making his way to the basket.
Yeah, and that was
out.
just Adam Seams trying to create another possession for Tech. And as you stated, no harm, no foul. I mean, foul, but no harm right there.
His second foul, but now the final 4 seconds. Here's Chen on a drive to the basket. Finds Kurtz for 3. It won't go, and that's how the half will come to an end. At the end of the first half, your score, the Golden Bears at W Tech 29, the Kokomo Cougars 24. We'll take a break, come back and get into the Massey Power Sports halftime show, and we'll do it coming up next here on Video Productions.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, Every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where
back to the Raleigh County Convention Center at the break. Tech's up by 5, 29-24. They led by as many as 10 in that first half, and then Kokomo cut it to 3, and now the lead, as I mentioned, 5, 29-24. This afternoon's game is brought to you in part by Exit Elevation. Exit Elevation Realty. Luke Richmond is the broker. You can dial him up at 304-256-0101, and you can check out all of their listings. You can also check them out at wvuexitelevation.com. Also, the game here this afternoon is brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal Company are looking for employees, and you can be an employee as they offer a no premium, no deductible health insurance with dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company-matching 401k plan. And also the game this afternoon brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. They're having their Sweetheart Futuristic Bowling for Valentine's Day coming up on Saturday, February the 8th. It's from 10 o'clock to midnight, $17 a couple, and you can reserve your lane. You can dial them up at 304-253-7328. At the break, it's a 5-point advantage for Tech, 29-24. We'll take another break here in the Massey Power Sports halftime show. When we come back, Eric will go inside the numbers of the first half, and we'll do that coming up next here on Video Productions.
Path to a rewarding, well-paying career is close to home. Discover what WVU Tech graduates already know. We're a small campus with big opportunities. With hands-on experience in high-demand programs like hospitality, forensic investigations, cybersecurity, engineering, and nursing, you'll be prepared to enter the workforce, solving West Virginia's most important problems. We know that you can change the world, and it starts here at home.
Hey, grab me 1, 2.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center in Beckley. With Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry. The heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Cameron Ball on camera. At the break, 29-24. And Eric, this was a game with a lot of action. Didn't have maybe as much score as we thought, but I thought defense really carried the first half. And you have the numbers, and inside the numbers are brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Love to have me a nice blue can of Pepsi. Eric, you have the numbers of the first half.
And the first numbers we'll go over is a field goal shooting, and it's a testament to what exactly how you led in. The defense has been tremendous on both sides. Kokomo came in this game, as you stated, on a couple game losing streak. They have not shot the ball really well. They've shot 10 of 29 from the floor, Maris. That's 39%.
Yeah, not very good.
That's not very good, and they're even worse at the three-point line. 2 of 11, that's 18%. So hats off to Tech because they've created 9 turnovers, and 6 of those have been steals, steal variety, and been able to get into their offense. And it's allowed Tech to shoot 10 of 22 from the field, which is 45%. And this is the key to the game right now. 4 of 9 from three-point range, 44%.
And one thing, too, Eric, Tech has got to the line 9 times. They made 5. But Kokomo only got to the line 2 times. And when you don't shoot the ball well from the floor, you're not going to get fouled. In fact, if you remember, the only 2 free throws they got bailed out right as the shot clock was running down when Harris got fouled right there as the clock was going to run down.
Edwards. Yeah, and it was almost a shot clock violation.
Right.
And you're right. But the leading scorers on the afternoon, are for Tech. Adam Seams came in the game averaging 8 points, and he has 9. And on the flip side, this shows you how good this Tech defense has been. They had 3 guys coming in with double figures, and you had Harris at 14, Ketz at 14, and the leading scorer, Newman, has 0 points, whereas Ketz has 7, and Harris has been held to 4. So right now the defense has really been geared to stopping those guys, and no one else has picked up the slack for the Cougars of Kokomo, whereas Tech has had 7 players get into the scoring column And if you can have that balance, you can win a lot of games.
So who was Tech's leading scorer? Was Seams?
Tech's leading scorer was Seams with 9. Let's go down the list. Danzer off the bench, who was a starter, came in, hit 1 3-ball and a 2. He has 5. And Darren Martin has 5. 3 of those coming from the free throw line. And this is a good sign for Tech because their leading scorer, Thomas Haley, only has 2 points and missed both his free throw attempts. And you got to know that that's not going to happen this whole game. And you go into halftime with the lead. He has 2 points at the moment, and look for him to try to get going offensively in the second half.
Well, Eric, I think, first of all, on the positive side, I think you're Tech. First of all, you're ahead, and you've held a good team to 24 points. On the flip side, if you're Kokomo from Indiana, you're thinking, we were down by 10. We haven't shot the ball well. We clawed in. We cut the lead in half. We're only down 5, and we haven't shot the ball well.
Yeah, well, down the stretch, you're exactly right, Mayor. It says, like you would say you usually are. It was 25-15. I remember circling that.
Right.
And so down the stretch, they outscored them, 9-4.
Yeah, outscored them by 5, right.
So that helped them get back in the game.
So you can see the lead there on the screen, 29-24 for Tech. We'll take another break and come back, and we'll tell you about there's another game to follow this, and we'll tell you about that when we return here on the Massey Power Halftime Sports here on Video Productions.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. We've got another game to follow this, and that'll be a girls' game, or I should say women's game, Eric. And those two teams are warming up as they'll play the 3 o'clock game. Bill O'Brien and Mark Montgomery will have that here on Video Productions. This afternoon's game is also brought to you by Dr. Tabbitt and West Virginia Orthopedic and Trauma. West Virginia Orthopedic and Trauma and Dr. John Tabbitt. Whether you're in a car accident or you have a sports-related injury, Dr. Tabbitt and his staff will get you right back on your feet. They're located on Woodcrest Drive in Beckley. Also, the game this afternoon brought in part by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. You never know when you need a plumber till you need a plumber, and you can dial Modley's up at 304-253-HELP. Well, Eric, what do you expect to see in the second half? I know we'll see a lot of what we saw in the first half, but like I said, we had all that action, not a lot of scoring. I think maybe whoever can get hot and knock down some shots consistently may be the team that pulls out the game in the second half.
And I think the key to Kokomo, I'm going to give you the 2 keys, I think, for Kokomo. They have to do a better job of forcing Tech to foul them, get to the free throw line and get those freebies, and get Max Newman involved somehow early on, keep him engaged in the game.
Yeah, Newman, the team's leading scorer at 17, was shut out in the first half. And then you had Martin. He came in for Tech at 17. Of course, Haley was the team's leading scorer at 20, and he was only held to 2, but he was saddled by foul trouble. But Adam Seams came in with 8. He's already got over his average 9. And like I said during the course of the first half broadcast, Eric, I think that he's going to eventually be a double-digit, averaging double digits.
Yeah, big upside for Adam Seams. I mean, the guy, he came in, I think, on a soccer scholarship because he was a player of the year in the state of West Virginia after leading Greenbrier East to a state championship in soccer. But you and I had a chance to see him in high school, and I thought he was equally good in basketball, so I'm glad to see him hone his skills here at Tech.
Eric, another guy I got to point out, my man I talked to before the game, Noah Harris. He's only made, the one shot. He was 1 of 1 from the floor.
I was going to say he didn't. Was not real aggressive look for those guys. Your leading scorers have to be your leading scorers. If They're averaging 14, 14, and 17 for a reason. So, put up some shots. You got to get up some shots.
Right. Harris was 1-1 at the floor, 2 to the line. He had 4 points in the first half. So,
and Harris needs to know his mom is watching this. She might not like the product of what she's seeing right now out of her son.
Yeah, well, and also, he needs to know. Me and him had that chat before the game. He needs to get going. So, anyway, as the crowd still filing in, because it'll be another game. There's a lot of people, I guess, concessions back and forth, and it's good to see the crowd that they've had here this afternoon here at Beckley for this Tech game. But anyway, we're going to take a break, come back and get you ready for the second half. 5-point lead for Tech, 29-24. We're streaming live here on Video Productions.
Path to a rewarding, well-paying career is close to home. Discover what WVU Tech graduates already know. We're a small campus with big opportunities. With hands-on experience in high-demand programs like hospitality, forensic investigation, cybersecurity, engineering, and nursing, you'll be prepared to enter the workforce, solving West Virginia's most important problems. We know that you can change the world, and it starts here at home.
Hey, grab me 1, 2.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. We're a couple minutes away from starting the second half. Tech led by as many as 10 in that first half. They lead by 5 now, 29-24. This afternoon's game is brought to you in part by Allstate Insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate, and you're in good hands with Lori Richmond as your agent, located on Market Road in Beckley, 304-252-8646. Also, the game this afternoon brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Love me some Cracker Barrel. Whether it's a breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you want Cracker Barrel, the Old Country Store, locations in both Beckley and Princeton. Well, Eric, I think we're going to be in for a fantastic second half. Tech, like I said, led by as many as 10. And as you stated in our last segment, coming down the stretch to end the first half, Kokomo able to outscore Tech 9-4 to cut the lead in half to 5.
Yeah, and that was integral to Kokomo getting that cut down, because you didn't want to go in down 10, and they have a little momentum, I think, as they found a little something down the stretch. And Tech, you really have to come out this first 5 to 6 minutes of this half and really try to extend this lead if you want to try to win this game on homecoming.
As we take a look at the turnovers, too, because defense, like I said, really dictated the first half. Kokomo turned it over 9 times. Tech turned it over 7. So 16 turnovers between the two teams, and I think that'll be big, too, Eric, who can take care of the basketball. Yeah,
and defensively, and I thought it was going to be a lot more turnovers, the way these teams were going at it, and the way if you bring the ball down, a lot of hands are coming at that basketball, so you have to be strong offensively. And you're right. I think the team that it's not rocket science what we're saying. If you don't turn the ball over, you get more chances at more field goals, and you usually win the game.
Yep, more chances to shoot. Hopefully more shots you take. Hopefully more shots go in, right?
That's right.
Hopefully. All right, we're ready to start the second half. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas, the heavy hitter, doing an outstanding job as always. Mr. Nick Eskins producing and directing Camera Ball on camera. This is the first of 2 games here this afternoon at the Raleigh County Convention Center here in Beckley, West Virginia. Bill O'Brien and Mark Montgomery will have the women's game that will follow this between these same 2 schools. And for the Tech women, Eric, they've really fallen on hard times. They're like 1-16, and they've lost 12 in a row. They got to find a way to crack through and get them a win.
Well, nothing like a nice homecoming crowd to play before, and I think it was smart the way they scheduled this game. Do it sometimes after the men's, and you can get a few more people in the stands, and the young ladies can feed off of this home crowd.
Eric, one of the bigger days that will come up here in the Beckley area basketball-wise will be on February the 4th. The Tech women will play that afternoon at 3:30. The Tech men will follow that up around 5:30 or 6. And then we have the 2 local high schools. Round 3, it's even at 1 apiece between Shady and Beckley. And you and I will have the opportunity to be a part of that full day. That's coming up on Tuesday, February the 4th. So we hope it definitely doesn't snow that day. Hopefully we got a great weather day as we're ready to start the second half.
Yeah, we definitely need that in the weather department to circle that day and help us out.
All right, so Kokomo, Eric, will get the first possession of the second half, trying to cut into Tech's lead. They cut it as close as 3, and then now, like I said, the lead 5 as we start the second half. And right on cue's the defense, a poke out by Chapman. Here's Edwards on the drive. They cut him off. Seams open, 3-ball on its way. Got it. Seams rains a 3. But, Eric, that started with the defense. You get a turnover, and Kokomo immediately wants a timeout.
And that started just the way the first possession of the first half started, with the steal by Tech and a three-pointer.
So there's Seams dialing up for 3 and a 30-second timeout. And the brain trust over there at Kokomo not happy of getting the first possession of the second half, turning it over, and then giving up a 3 on the other end.
Yeah, and that was a great job by Edwards to get it out to the trail. Seams was able to step into that 3 and knock it down.
So it's an 8-point advantage. And like I said, we haven't played 30 seconds yet of the second half. So I think the point was definitely put across to the Cougars of Kokomo during that timeout.
You know what, man? That's exactly how the game started, with a steal from Tech and a 3 by Adam Seams. So the first 2 points of the baskets of the game were 3-pointers.
So Seams in double figures now with 12. And out of the timeout.
Well, your math is on. It's real sharp today.
Well, 9 plus 3, I got that. I don't even need to take my shoes off for that one.
I thought you was going to say 9 plus 3 is too dang much.
Too doggone much. That's right. All right. 22 to shoot for Kokomo. Here's Chin with it. Newman, there's the guy that got to get going as they get the ball down low. Harris turns around, lays it up, and in big mismatch with Harris having Chapman on his hip, and Harris able to catch, shoot, and score in the low post.
And good set, though. A good high-low with Newman to Harris. And you're right. That was just a big-time mismatch.
Here's Haley with it. Backs his way into the lane. Down low to Chapman. 14 to shoot. Seams will dial it up for 3. Hit! Back-to-back 3 balls for Adam Seams. That time right down to shoot. Here's Newman. Once again, another low post, and the result's not good. That probably should have been goaltending, maybe.
I think it was. International rules, that works, but Edwards raked that off the rim.
Yeah, that ball was hanging on the iron, and it got swatted away. Here's Seams. He started the second half, the hot hand. Can he go 3 for 3? He can! Heat check for Adam Seams. Biggest lead of the game right here is Adam Seams has dialed up. He had 9 in the first half. He's got 9 here in the first minute and a half of the second half. 3 balls. Here's Newman on the drive, takes it off the glass, up and in.
And Newman, good attack right there to attack Thomas Haley. And in one big part of this contest that could change the tide is if Haley picks up an early third foul.
Here's Haley with it now, head of the lane. 17 to shoot.
I think you need to find Seams somehow, some way right here.
Yeah, he's hit his first 3 shots here in the second half, all 3 balls. Here's Martin with 8 to shoot. Martin into the lane, puts the shot up. It doesn't go, but he'll draw the foul and get to the line.
And that's going to be on Chin. If it is, that's his third.
Here's that last 3 ball. And, Newman was out on him. That play happened right here in front of us. And Adam Sims, that was when he shot it, Eric, I'll be honest, I didn't think it was going in.
Well, I couldn't tell because you know why? Yeah. The defender's hand was in my face.
Yeah, I did not think that was going in, and he knocked it down. As it'll be Martin at the free throw line. He'll shoot 2. As you mentioned, that's the 3rd personal foul on Chin, Chris Chin, for Kokomo, and Chin's probably going to come out of the game. And Anderson, who had a pretty good first half, he made 3 shots, 3 tough follow-away shots. He looks like he will be the one that will check in for the Kokomo Cougars as the free throw by Martin. He's already missed 2.
Yeah, so that's his second miss. Yeah. He's 3 of 5.
That 95 is going to go down to about 90.
Yes.
And that's pretty good when you say it went down to 90, right?
Yeah, but you know what's wild? His makes have all just been nothing but net, but the misses have been bad. Like, not rim outs, just side of the rim.
And that one, yeah, like you said, nothing but net. Biggest lead's been 12, leads 11 now. And here comes DeMyers. Races up the floor. Harris might have hurt us. He's just trying to get going here in the second half. He said Anderson with the ball now. He played well coming off the bench in that first half. 12 to shoot. DeMyers attacks the basket, whips it back out. Anderson, 3 ball, got it.
Hey, this guy's the new Vinnie Johnson, man.
I'm telling you,
microwave.
He's heating up.
Was that a 3?
It was. He's 4 of 4. He's got 2 balls and now that 3.
A good-looking shot. Nice arc.
Hey, we've done called him Dominic Wilkins, Elvin Hayes, and now Vinny Johnson.
Hey, he's the throwback.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Throwback, right?
Here's the hot hand is Adam Seams, and you know they know where he's at.
Hey.
Oh, and he lost his footing, and he turns it over. That's a tough break.
Hey, but that young man, we'd have to just call him the microwave. He would understand that language.
Yes. He heats up in a hurry. Here's DeMeyers with it. Seams all over him. Ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Kokomo with 24 to shoot. So Newman to put it in play. DeMeyers thought about the three. A little baseline fall away and needs a roll and got it. And once again, Eric, we knew that Kokomo wasn't going to go away. They were down as many as 12. Now they've cut that lead in half, cut it to 6.
Game of runs. Who can have the last most effective one?
Martin off a ball screen. Martin attacks the basket, has the ball stripped. It'll stay with Tech with 15 to shoot. That was a pretty good play. Good, nice drive, just better defense that time.
Yeah.
So Cole Chapman to put the ball in play, 15 for Tech to shoot. They get the ball to Haley down low. It's knocked away. Tech turns it over. Here's DeMeyers with it. Hurts for three. Got it.
Quick release.
Just like that. Kokomo comes all the way back to cut it to one possession. They were down 12 just a minute ago. They've now cut it to 3.
And that'll give Kurtz to double figures with 10.
Here's Haley with it. 18 to shoot, backing his man down. Haley on the spin, little jump hook, scores.
That's sweet. Good offense right there. Getting Haley involved.
Anderson, a lot of foul. That's going to be Haley's third foul as Anderson goes hard to the basket. He's been really good for this Kokomo team off the bench.
Yes, he has.
And Jop up immediately to get in the game with 15:47 remaining here in the second half. And after this first free throw, Haley will take a seat.
Yeah, and right about the same time of the game in the first half when he had to take a seat. It was around a 13-minute
mark, yeah. First free throw is good. In fact, Anderson has yet to miss a shot. He hasn't missed from the floor. He hasn't missed now from the line. Did I jinx him?
We will see here,
We will see. So
I don't think that this guy's out. He's an offensive presence. This guy, good rotation on his shot. Just nice mid-range jumper. Stepped out to hit the 3.
Craven into the ball game. Well, I did jinx him. So Craven in and also Jop in. 4-point lead for Tech. Here's Martin around the screen. Ball is knocked loose, but he's able to pick it back up. 17 to shoot for Tech. Seams. 10 to shoot for Tech. Into the corner. Craven for 3. Got it. Liam Craven dials it up from downtown.
And his second long ball of the afternoon.
A big shot. Trying to put the Cougars at bay a little bit. Here's a double team as the ball went to Anderson in the post. Now give and go, and there's a foul on Seams, and Anderson will get back to the line.
And that will be Adam Seams' third foul.
Here's this last three, like Craven, and he's picking up his confidence. He was open, but that's the shot we know, Eric, we've seen him make, and he'd been a little cold on that as of late, but he's able to knock it down.
Another decision here by Coach Wilmer right now. Do you take the hot shooting Seams out?
Yeah, that's his third foul. So Haley's got 3. Seams got 3. They're going to leave Seams in the game as Edwards will come out and Danzer will come in. So Anderson has played big off the bench for the Cougars. Second free throw is good. He got them both. So Seams on the floor has to be careful because, obviously Coach Wilmore trusts him, and now we got an offensive foul on Jop. And that happened right in front of us, clearing out.
And that'll be his second. The fouls are starting to mount.
Yes, and we've got immediate timeout with 14:54 remaining here in the second half. It's a 5-point lead for Tech, 44-39. We'll take a break and be right back here on Video Productions.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
And welcome back into the Raleigh County Convention Center. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. The heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Camera ball and camera. 5-point advantage for Tech. Tech turned it over on that foul. And Eric, right now, we've got 3 team fouls for Tech, 1 team foul for Kokomo here in the second half.
Yeah, and Kokomo's being doing what we stated that they needed to do, start this second half. They're really going down in the post, down low, trying to really pound it at this Tech defense.
Here's Newman with it. He's been held in check. He came in as the team's leading scorer. He takes it to the rack, and Jop with a block. And that's what Jop's in there for. Whatever offense he gives you, and he had a dunk in the first half, but he's basically in there for what he just did.
Yeah, and he erased that shot from the leading scorer from Kokomo, Newman.
Here's Martin into the lane, little fallback from 14, nothing but net. Nice shot by Darian Martin. Darren Martin able to knock that down.
And Martin creeping closer to double figures.
They double team Harris in the low post. They whip it around. Kurtz from the near corner for 3. It's good. Right down the chute. Kokomo won't go away.
And that's Kurt's second three-pointer of the first half.
.15 to shoot for Tech. Martin on the drive into the lane, and he traveled. Yeah, and Eric, I could kind of see that offensive set wasn't going to be a very good set. And there's that last bucket by Darren Martin, but on that last possession, you could see it looked like it was a little stagnant as the clock started to run down.
Yeah, it really did, and they didn't have the movement and swinging of the basketball. It was kind of like a one-man show on that offensive possession.
DeMeyer's tough fall away, that's short, and the rebound, Harris up and in, and he's fouled. And Kokomo with an opportunity to cut the Tech lead to 1.
And that's going to be a foul on Martin.
There's Noah Harris right there to use his size to get the offensive rebound. That was a tough fall-away shot that time by DeMeyers. And like I said, Harris there to clean it up, to draw the foul, trying to polish off the three-point play and bring Kokomo within 1, and he does just that.
And he's 3 of 3 from the free throw line.
So at one point, Tech led by as many as 13, and now Kokomo's come all the way back to cut it to 1.
And Kokomo weathered that early three-point barrage and to have a chance to take the lead.
15 to shoot for Tech. Craven with it, off the screen to Edwards, into the lane. They find Danzer, he'll dial it up for 3, it's short. And here's a chance for Kokomo to grab the lead. In fact, Kokomo has not led. This could be their first lead of the game right here. 20 to shoot.
This is where Tech's defense needs to stand tall.
Good ball movement. Kurtz open, 3 ball, short. Rebound, battle for it, and Edwards comes out of there with it. Good hustle. Seams will reset the offense, 20 to shoot for Tech. They jump out on the ball screen. They find Sincere Edwards. He'll drive the baseline. He'll lean in. Tough shot. A lot of contact. I was going to say, a lot of contact, and then they finally blew the whistle. As we watch this last play right here, Eric. Watch this drive. That's a contact right there, a bump. That's definitely a lot of contact.
Yeah, he could have caught a foul on either one of them.
Right, could have called it on the drive and definitely on the shot, and Sincere Edwards will get to the line to shoot a pair.
And that's going to be on Newman, his second, but only the team's second. So right now, Kokomo still setting pretty as far as team foul-wise.
Sincere Edwards' free throw is good. And he'll shoot the back end of the 2-shot opportunity.
And that's his first points of the night.
Once again, the women's game will follow this. Bill O'Brien's in the house. Bill O'Brien, Mark Montgomery will have the women's game that will follow this one. Second free throw is good. And here's Kokomo with it. Newman on a drive, goes right by, drop up and under and scores. That was a great move.
Newman get that bucket?
Yes, and you know, Eric, it's hard, as big as Jop is, when he has to play defense that far away from the basket, it was hard for him to keep up with Newman.
And you know what? You lose athletically as Jop turns it
away.
over.
Yeah.
With Haley. Haley's physically, like we said, he's real athletic and can recover a lot faster on defense. And Jop's right now just playing himself out of the game.
Right, and as soon as you say that, they bring Haley in. So they're going to make some changes. Haley's in, Danzer's in.
Yeah, it's go time right here. Haley's just got to learn to play with, what is he at, 4?
He got 3.
3.
We're coming up on the 12-minute mark of the game, and here's a chance for Kokomo to get their first lead of the game. They get the ball in the low post. Spin. Come on. And there's the first lead of the game for Kokomo. So they've been down as many as 13, Eric, and they've rallied to take the lead.
Yeah, the Road Warriors from Kokomo Cougars have really they've taken the punch as Thomas Haley puts Tech back ahead.
That's a nice spin move, nice soft touch. Here's DeMeyers with it. Anderson's played well off the bench, has the ball now, trying to go to Newman in the post. There's a drive off the glass, up and in.
But good recognition by Anand right there, because who has 3 fouls and can't be as aggressive on defense as Haley and go right at him.
So Anand gives the Cougars a 1-point lead at the 11-minute mark here of the second half. Edwards, nice drive to the basket, reverse, it'll go. Nice play by Sincere Edwards. Back the other way, Anderson through the contact, it won't go. Battle for the rebound in Tech. Martin comes out of there with it. Edwards thought about the 3, leans in. He probably should have taken that 3. The ball's loose. Tech keeps the possession. 20 to shoot. Martin off a screen. Down low to Haley. Now they throw it away.
Yeah, just a tough pass right there. A little behind Haley and the turnover.
Here's Newman. Down to Amon. He'll lay it up and in.
That's 4 straight for Anand right there. They're really going down low to him. And Haley's
right there in front of the rim, yes. Here's Danzer on the drive. He attacks the basket, lays it up and in. So back and forth we go as teams exchanging the lead. Tech has led. They had a 12-point lead in the first half. They had a 13-point lead here in the second half, which was the largest of the game. And back and forth we go. Here's a turnover.
You got numbers here.
Martin, and he threw the ball at the feet of Danzer. Seems to go on his knee to get it and find Haley. Tech very fortunate to keep that possession alive. Haley with it. Into the lane. Haley spins. They double team him. Seams for 3. Back iron won't go, and the rebound is to Kokomo Kurtz. And here's DeMeyers with it. It's a lot of action.
A lot of action. The tempo has really picked up.
Yes, the intensity is picked up. Kurtz will dial it up for 3 and hit right down the chute.
Yes, he's matched Adam Seams with the hot hand. That's his 3rd 3 of the half.
Martin around the screen. 20 to shoot. Martin into the lane. He finds Edwards. Edwards up and in. It's a nice find, and Sincere Edwards able to catch and score in traffic to tie the game. .20 to shoot for Kokomo. They go down low in the post. Comes the double team. Little turnaround, shot up and in. Amon, wow, he's been really good here in this second half.
Yeah, that point gets him into double figures. Well, that's his 12th point. He's already been in double figures, but 6 out of the last 9 points.
Haley puts the shot up. Count if it goes. It doesn't go. He'll draw the foul and get to the line. As Cole Chapman will check back into the lineup. It'll be 2 shots for Haley, but first we'll have a media timeout. So we'll take the timeout first. 8:11 remaining second half. 2-point lead for Kokomo, 58-50. inning here, second half. Glad you're with us here on Video Productions. Down low, double team. They throw the ball back out to Anderson. Anderson down the lane, tacks the basket, throws it up. It won't go, and Haley will get the rebound.
Well, Anderson, Anderson has missed his last two after starting, 4-4?
Yeah, we lost the pitcher there a little bit. We apologize for that. We got it back. That's why we have the best producer there is, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins. He produces and directs, and he has always got to give me direction. Here's Martin down low into the lane. Head and shoulder fake. That shot's going to be way short. He thought he was going to get fouled, Eric, and when these players ought to know they're not going to get bailed out. Under the 7-minute mark of the game, Kokomo with the ball and up 1. Tech has lost 5 of their last 6. They've lost their last 2 home games. Kokomo has lost their last 2 games. 12 to shoot on the baseline. That shot doesn't go by Amon. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll go over to Tech. Noah Harris checks back into the game for the Cougars of Kokomo. Kokomo came in 13-6, 3-3 on the road. So Eric, Kokomo trying to go a game over 500. Tech won their first 4 here. They've lost their last 2, trying to break a 2-game home losing streak.
Both teams are trying to – something's got to give, right?
Haley backs his man down. Good double team. Ball comes into the corner to Martin. Into the lane, puts up the shot. It's short, got his own rebound off the glass, up and in. Gotta love the play by Martin. He stuck right with it for the putback. Chin back into the game for Kokomo. Here's a 3 for Edwards. It's short. I beg your pardon for, yes, Harris with that 3. As Edwards is checked back into the game for Tech. Here's Martin with it, 15 to shoot. Martin wants a clear out, Eric, and we got a blocking foul.
And that's 4 on Chin.
And that will be the team's 5th. As DeMeyers will, it had 4 on there prior to the foul. It just takes him a little while to get that team foul up there. Of course, it's a new scoreboard. And let's see if they get that, because it had 4 prior to the foul. So it'll be Tech's ball with 20 to shoot, side out. And here's Martin with it. Looking for Haley down low. Back out to Chapman, 12 to shoot. Here's Sincere Edwards, drives, goes to the basket, and he left it short, but Haley with the offensive rebound and throws it away. Here's DeMeyers, all the way to the basket, and he couldn't finish. The tip won't go, and Seams comes out of there with a rebound.
And great transition hustle, not conceding that the layup was going to go in as Adam Seams and a host of Tech players crashed the board.
And Eric, each team missed point blank right at the rim. Seams around the screen. Little floater, it's in and out, no good. Edwards goes high for the rebound, and he'll draw the foul, and he'll get to the line. 5:05 for the game, and that's a nice play by Sincere Edwards to get that offensive rebound and draw the foul and get to the line.
And the foul was whistled on Harris. That'll be his 2nd. And now they're saying just the team's 5th.
Yeah, now they are. So it'll be 2 shots for Sincere Edwards at the 5:05 mark here of regulation and a 1-point Tech lead. Free throw is no good, and you know, you were shaking your head, and I could see it too. And the minute the ball left his hand, I knew it wasn't going in.
And down the stretch is something to monitor here. That's the 3rd miss here late in the second half for Tech.
Second free throw by Edwards, and he missed that one. He missed them both. So we're down to crunch time, the final 5 minutes of regulation. Kokomo with the ball down 1. 20 to shoot. Here's DeMeyers with it.
So that's 2 possessions Tech's had to extend the lead.
And they haven't been able
come
to,
away
right?
Empty.
They go down low, Harris, and there's going to be a foul on Seams, and really a good foul because Harris had Seams on his back, and if Harris is able to get that ball to him without the foul, you think Harris would be able to turn around and score as the 4th foul is on Seams, and we have immediate timeout. 4:48 remaining in regulation. 1-point lead for Tech, 59-58. We'll take a break. Be right back here on Video Productions.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
This afternoon's game is brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company. They offer no premium, no deductible health insurance with dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company-matching 401k plan. You can apply for a job with Infinity Coal, as you can go online through the Facebook page at United Coal. Well, Eric, coming down the stretch here, 4:48 left in regulation, 1-point lead, 59-58 for the home team Tech, and it'll be 20 to shoot as Kokomo will inbound the ball.
And right now, possessions are dwindling here, so defensive play, someone's going to have to make a defensive play, get a key stop to win this game.
Ball comes down low to Newman. They tie him up, and the arrow will turn it over to Tech. And right on cue, as you said that, Eric, there's a play that Tech, or did they get the timeout in? What are they going to call?
They're going to let him, they gave him the timeout.
Wow, because I know that Tech is very furious with that, because Seams was down on the floor with, looks like the held ball, and the arrow would have given the ball to Tech.
Actually, it was Seams and Chapman. So who rightfully had, look, it's Seams and Chapman with the Chapman actually has the basketball.
Yeah, but I don't know when the timeout was called, but nevertheless, the timeout is given. So 4:46 remaining regulation, 1-point Tech lead. Kokomo will have 18 to shoot on this possession and will inbound the ball.
And I was going to say, you as you looked at the clock, the only good thing is you chewed up Tech. You chewed up some clock time on the shot clock for you. But plenty of time to do magic.
Yeah, 18 seconds is enough time to.
That's a lifetime in the shot clock.
Yeah.
The way teams shoot now.
The ball will come into DeMyers. They get the ball down low. Here comes the double team, and we got a turnover as the Tech double team forces a turnover.
Wow, I thought that was close to being Thomas Haley's fourth foul as the Cougars player was turning. There was a lot of contact, but I think that was the right call.
I think it was a good no call, yes. So here's Tech trying to protect this 1-point lead. They got to make sure. Still a lot of possessions left there, 4.5 to go.
Yeah, but you want to play from ahead rather than behind.
And we got an offensive foul.
On Haley,
an illegal screen. And that's his fourth. And now if you're Coach Will. And we're back. We apologize for not sure what happened as Cole Chapman dials up a 3. 4-point advantage. All of a sudden the power went out, and we apologize for that. We're back up now. Glad you're with us. Final 2.5 remaining here in regulation. What you missed, Newman had a bucket that put Kokomo up 60-59. Martin came back and got a hoop that put Tech up 61-60, and then that 3-ball by Chapman. That's his first bucket of the day, right, Eric?
No, well, second. He had a 2-pointer, but he equaled his points for the game. He had 3 in the first half, and none bigger than those 3 right there to stretch this lead to a 2-possession game now.
64-60, 2.5 to go. They get the ball down low. Newman, he got free and lays it up and in to cut the lead to 2. That was a well-ran play to get Newman a free, Eric, for the easy bucket.
Yeah, and 8 points second half for Max Newman, who was held scoreless in the first half.
Yeah, he came in averaging 17, the team's leading scorer. Here's Sincere Edwards. That's a 3, and that's not even close. Back the other way, Newman ahead of the field. He can't run it down. They find Ertz. He goes in, has his shot blocked. They get the ball inside, it's loose, and Kokomo, luckily for them, come out of there with it, Eric. So 2-point game. Kokomo can tie or regain the lead if they can hit a 3 here or get it the old-fashioned way. 10 to shoot. Here's Anderson with it in isolation. 6 to shoot. They got to go quick, Kokomo. They get the ball down low. Newman whips a pass. DeMyers will have to shoot it, and they don't. DeMyers passed the ball, not looking at the clock, and just a really bad play to not take that shot, Eric.
Wide open look and passed it up and created a turnover. Shot clock violation.
Yeah, how can you not, any team, you cannot be aware of that. You've always got to be aware of the shot clock. You got to.
Yes, right there.
So Tech with the ball and up 2. Final 125 of regulation, and Tech wants a timeout. So we'll take it with them. 124 left in regulation. Tech up 64-62. We'll be right back on Video Productions.
Path to a rewarding, well-paying career is close to home. Discover what WVU Tech graduates already know. We're a small campus with big opportunities. With hands-on experience in high-demand programs like hospitality, forensic investigations, cybersecurity, engineering, and nursing, you'll be prepared to enter the workforce, solving West Virginia's most important problems. We know that you can change the world, and it starts here at home.
Hey, grab me 1, 2.
This afternoon's game brought in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road, and Beckley. We're having Sweetheart Futuristic Bowling for Valentine's Day coming up on Saturday, February the 8th. $17 a person, $32 a couple. For more information, you can call them up at 304-253-7328. Well, Eric, coming out of the timeout, Tech will have the ball. They'll have 23 to shoot. They're up 2. And let's see what Coach Wilmore will draw up during that timeout, or what he did draw up during that timeout.
I think the offense should run through Thomas Haley right here. I would try to get him the ball. He passes well out of double teams, and I think Kokomo knows that too, and they're not letting him get it.
Martin on the drive down the lane, and he scores! A big bucket by Martin. Tech up 4 coming up on the final minute. This is obviously a very big possession for Kokomo. They're trying to get the ball to Newman in the post. 18 to shoot. We're under a minute for the game. DeMeyer shaking and baking. 8 to shoot. They cut him off. Newman around the horn. Here's a drive. Kurtz puts up the shot. A lot of contact, and then they call the foul. And I was going to say, a lot of contact but no whistle, and they'll call a blocking foul, and that will get Kurtz to the free throw line to shoot 2.
And Coach Chapman standing in there. And that was pretty close.
That was it. I'll let the people at home decide what you think it was. As Kurtz will get 2, and obviously 2 big free throws to kind of cut the lead to 2. And the first free throw is good. 1 possession game now, 66-63. Kokomo's got a foul to give, Eric. So even if he makes this, you probably want to play defense and maybe not want a foul, and you do have that foul to give if you have to, but that would reset the shot clock. So that's why you probably don't want a foul if you're Kokomo. You probably want to play this out.
Play this out, definitely. It's a numbers game as far as it goes with the clock, and you don't want to give them easy.
Here's Martin with it. 15 on the shot clock, 25 for the game. They're out on Martin. Like I said, they have a foul to give. 3 on its way, no good. Long rebound comes out, and Sincere Edwards, now you got a foul. And there is the foul. That's a big offensive rebound. Good hustle by Sincere Edwards on that missed 3 on that long rebound, Eric, to secure it. And now you have to foul.
So good news and bad news. Good news is if you're Tech, you're at the free throw line.
Well, no,
one to give.
You got one
well,
to
that's
give.
good news and good news then, because I don't think that's the guy you wanted at the free throw line in Edwards. I think that's why he's coming out of the game.
Right, and here's the big thing. You got to get the ball in right here with side out.
That's right, but you got a chance to get better free throw shooters in.
And there's the guy, Martin, you wanted, and they thought they had a steal. Martin, even though he came in at 95 and he's missed a few, he's still in the 90s, and that's still the guy for Tech who you want at the line 1-and-1 time.
Yeah, well, you saw how hard he was fighting to get that ball,
yeah.
So he has confidence.
And you're right. They took Sincere Edwards out for offense. They bring him back in for defense.
Yeah. Hey, took him out for offensive reasons because of the free throw.
Well, the free throw and the way – and he's a good player, but the way he shot that last 3
shots. Those last 2 didn't look like –
No, his free throws in that last 3 attempt did not look like that's somebody you want on the floor coming down the stretch here.
So Martin right now is 4-6 on the afternoon, but none bigger than pressure-packed as these 2.
And, well, and you're right, because he's going to get a second one because he made the first. And this is the big one. This could pretty much seal the deal and get Tech off a snide after losing 2 straight at home.
Maris, our last 3 games have been
coming all the way down to the stretch.
Almost the same score.
Yeah, all the way down to the final shot. It must be you and I and the heavy hitter. Both of them are good. That might seal it. If you're Tech, you don't need to play any defense at all. Just let them go to the basket. Final 5 seconds. DeMyers puts up a 3. It won't go. That'll seal the deal. Tech will dribble it out, and Tech will get a much-needed win. Final score in this men's contest, W Tech 68, Kokomo 64. Tech with the win now are 5-2 at home. They're 12-7 overall. Kokomo with the loss. They have now lost 3 in a row. They are 13-7, and they've dropped to 3-4 on the road. Take a quick break and come back in the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show and wrap this one up here on Video Productions.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
Welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. I was just having a talk there with Bill O'Brien, who's going to broadcast the women's game coming up. Bill O'Brien and Mark Montgomery will have the women's game between these two schools. Well, a great win for Tech, Eric. They win the ball game 68-64. As I mentioned, Tech now 12-7 overall. They are 3-5 in league play. They snap a 3-game losing streak. They snap a 2-game home losing streak and able to get the win. For Kokomo, they'll fall to 13-7. They're now 2-3 in league play. They've lost 3 in a row, and they will fall to 3-4. We'll go inside the numbers of this game. Inside the numbers brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Love to have me a blue can of Pepsi.
Yeah, you know what, Maris, the thing that sealed the game for Tech, both teams shot really well in the second half, but Tech was able to make a few more free throws down the stretch. They only shot 60% in the second half from the free throw line, but none bigger than those last 2 by Darren Martin, who finished with 16 points. Adam Seams led the way with 18 for Tech to get the victory. On the flip side for Kokomo, they had a well of an effort for Evan Ketz. He had 18 points for them. The other 2 double-figure scores was Joseph Anand, who had 12, and off the bench, Kedrick Anderson, who we called Mr. Microwave. We referenced him a few times, had 12 points to round out the double-figure scores for Kokomo.
You know, Eric, anytime you play a tight game, you always look at the free throws, and you look. Kokomo, they shot them good, 8 of 9, and just didn't shoot enough of them if you're them. And because Tech got to the line 19 times, they only made 11, but 3 more, and they ended up winning the game by 4.
Yes, and I mean, it was a good victory for Tech. Because 8 players got in the game. Well, 8 to 10 players, 9 players got in the game, and 8 of them scored.
So that'll wrap it up for our broadcast. Final score, Tech beats Indiana Kokomo 68-64. Coming up next will be the women's game. We'll say our goodbyes for our producer and director, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, for our cameraman, Cameron Ball, and from my partner, Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, repeating the final score. Tech of West Virginia University, Tech Golden Bears beat the Cougars of Indiana Kokomo 68-64. The women's game coming up next here on Video Productions. Until then, good afternoon, everybody.